Alright, so welcome to the Instrument of Truth class. Thank you that you are here in class. I'm really happy that you're here. And yeah, actually I thought like this is really like a teaching class more than anything. And so why not use it that way too? And of course we actually do, because you have time to stand up and or to sit in front of the camera, so to speak, and do and share. So today I want to start with something that Joel gave us, Joel Goldsmith gave us, and there's a very specific part, the secret of the resurrection. He actually teaches a lot about teaching, and that's why it's very interesting. So on the EVF website you can download the whole transcript, and it is very lovely. That's why I put it there, of course. But also it's like such a great summary of instruction. And what am I talking about? Well, I will let you know in a moment, because I will read some parts of it. Like I have three paragraphs ready here that are so revealing and so helpful that it's like completely compact, you know. So very helpful to discover what you don't have to do, and to discover what teaching is, or what your preparation should be. So that's really great. So I'll leave that for over a moment. And so first we start with in fact coming to the place where we feel our presence, feel present in this moment. You know, we take time to relax into that. And so before class we always play some music, and that's for me also like a preparation time. It's like, relax, yes, beautiful, oh my God. And actually, like naturally, gratitude comes up. Like I'm so happy to be here in this moment, joining this and sharing with you that what is given as an yes, this is my home, where I'm from, literally. But I'm diving deeply into that, I'm feeling that deeply as an gratitude. So yeah, so we come to that place. So whether the music is going to help you, or whether our little meditation that we're going to do now is going to help you, that is great. And so it's more like, and Joel will tell you something about that later on too. It's like, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you come to this place? How do you come to the place where you actually feel the expansion of your awareness, and feel communication, and feel moments of recognition of your true source? You know, that how do you do that? How does that happen? Or what needs to occur for that to happen? So here we go. So we point in that direction. We look at that. We actually focus on that without contracting, but more like opening up for it. So leaving ideas about what we think we are, or what we think is going on, leaving that all behind, because they're all based on our perception. Leaving that for what it is. Like, not engaging in the thoughts about it, not engaging in what you see or what you hear or what anything, like, or what you think that you're doing. Forget it, you know, forget it. You don't need that right now. See, and then there's a bit more space already. See, and then breathing is very important too. I always come back to that, but it's like, oh yeah, here it happens. You release while you're breathing out. Oof, yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Near myself, I'm focusing a little bit on my breath, and I'm sinking into that for myself. Also, yeah, I compared it to smelling a flower or smelling a rose. It's like, yeah, you open up to receive something, like you become open to receive and become receptive and also like alert. You don't want to miss anything in the recognition of the truth of who you are. You don't want to miss out on openings that are suddenly there in your awareness, where you thought like, oh yeah, I know that, but you never did anything with it. Now is the time then to go deeper into that. Just if you feel something opening up, yeah, you go there with your attention and feel like, oh yes, so that's so great. And when I say this, it is like something falls away and suddenly there's more space in your awareness for that. Another instruction I gave before too is like go to the outer edges of your consciousness. Like discover the outer edges. Like open up as far as you can and in your awareness. Like, and then go to the outer edges of it and discover what is there. But see, there, it is not coming from that action at the same time. It is not that you do something to get there. So it's more like the more you let yourself be undone, the more space there will be to receive. And you know, that is what you can say do, quote unquote, do. So let yourself be undone is then the word. So then we use scripture too, or we use a line that we remember suddenly, like, I and my Father are one, or whatever comes up in your mind, like something that brings you close to yourself. So you're not looking for it outside, you bring it in, so to speak, and let yourself be affected by it. I and my Father are one. Oh yes, I forgot that for just a second. I and my Father are one. Like the truth will set me free. That's another one that's really beautiful. It's like the truth will set me free. So I'm just staying there in that place. Suddenly thoughts come and say, true thoughts, true ideas come to me. And then you want to feel them, receive them, not just as a concept, but no, much deeper. It's like this is actually a revelation that's being offered. You know, like this can show you more than you can possibly imagine. This is all you need. You would need to have a moment of communication. You just thought it didn't come this way, and yes, it does. You know, so you allow that to affect you, and this openness is what we practice right now. The truth will set me free. Like, oh yeah, I let everything fall away and let the truth set me free. Yeah. So this is great. This is great. So if it helps, you can close your eyes and like to come even deeper in yourself if necessary. Like, yes, I'm present now. I can, give me anything. So, like I said, I found some part in the Secret of the Resurrection, one of the talks of Joel. So Joel asked this question: What can I do about my state of consciousness? Well, humanly, nothing. Although there are those who, through psychology, try to make themselves better than they are. Other people try to affirm themselves into heaven. But in the last analysis, you can't do it. In the last analysis, you lift your consciousness by realizing that it is I, and I is not a human being of a limited vision. I is the very offspring of God, the Christ of God, the child of God, God's own selfhood, individually expressed itself, or expressing itself individually. I is not human. I is divine. I does not have to control the body by conscious thinking or psychological beliefs. I, left to itself, governs the body. I knew enough to form this body. Therefore I know enough to govern this body and maintain it and sustain it. And what is my part? Realizing that truth. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What truth do you need to know? To know him aright is life eternal. And that's how you get an eternal body, an immortal body, by knowing God aright. So then the next question is, how can you know God aright? So here Joel answers. Discover your true identity. Learn who I am. Learn what the Master asked that question. Learn why the Master asked that question. Who do men say that I am? And then, who do ye say that I am? Why did he phrase the question differently? Why did he switch from who do men say that I am? And whom do ye say that I am? Because he knew there had to be two different answers. Men would just look at him and see him as the young Jeshua, whom they knew to be the carpenter's son or Mary's son, or the carpenter or the Hebrew rabbi, because he went through all those stages. But when he asked, whom do ye say? He was looking for an enlightened consciousness to answer, and he got the answer. Thou art the Christ. See, this is a very compact part in the secret of the resurrection. It's like, wow, this is so great to read this and to use this. Like, I can't believe that this can be said in so very little words. You know, it's like he does a great job in receiving that to give to us in this moment. That is totally lovely. So who do you think that your brother is? Who do you think that your brother is? We know how the world thinks who his brother is. But now, how are you looking at your brother? Do you recognize in him the Christ? Or are you seeing him as a figure with a worldly nature, like born in the flesh and dying at a certain point, or who knows what? Like, no. Your brother is the Christ. This is how you look to one another if you want to come in touch with the true nature of your brother. Discover the Christ in him. Discover the communication that we're of one life, one God. See, and you can already feel that when I say that. It's like, see what needs to be, say, purified or cleaned up, or however you want to name it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not looking around like that all the time. I don't see always the Christ in my brother. I sometimes see him as my competitor, or I have an idea already about him or her. I have an idea already, like a judgment, or yeah, all that. So you immediately feel what needs to be, say, put aside in order for you to face, directly the Christ and the light that your brother is. So that's the practice. That's what needs to be done. So it's pretty obvious. So in our sharing today too, keep this in mind. It's like, who am I talking to? And where am I talking from? It's like, am I talking from my Christ consciousness? Am I allowing that to flow through me? And am I allowing that to speak through me? Am I giving this to my brother? You know, directly to my brother, because he's one with me. He's literally of one mind. We're completely connected to one another, and that has nothing to do with any perception, but this has to do with your own experience of how do you let your Christ vision come to you. So that's why, say, teaching, demonstrating, or sharing this with one another can be so very helpful, because it's so obvious where you feel yourself. Like, are you allowing yourself to calm in that certainty, to calm down in that certainty? Or do you think that you have to do something? You know, all these, it's very subtle, but it's very obvious. You know, it's very obvious. So that's good training, to become aware of, hey, oh my God, I'm actually looking through my eyes and really thinking that there's something going on. Or the other way, it's like, oh, finally I feel a way that I can be certain about myself, about what I'm expressing, while I'm not even making it up or anything. It just seems to come to me. You know, so this is, yeah, the exercise sounds like something mechanic, but this is the opportunity to share from your Christ vision, to let the Christ speak through you. All right, so in class we're going to practice this right now, and so let's get started then.